Manchester United 2, Brentford 1. This is your full-time match reaction from Old Trafford on this Monday night, where Manchester United are closer and closer and closer to qualification for Champions League football next season. Following these 3 points and following this win at Old Trafford from Manchester United on this Monday night, Manchester United only need one more point for Champions League football next season. We only need one more point. Casemiro did have a good game. Whoever is going to replace Casemiro, we are going to need an almighty job for whoever that player is going to be, because Casemiro is going to be such a massive miss for next season. People are saying one more year of Casemiro. I think Casemiro has done all he can for this football club, and obviously his contribution towards the end of this season has been absolutely fantastic. His goals, his contribution, and his midfield battle at the moment that he is seeming to do very well is coming in very good hands for Manchester United at the moment. But Manchester United 2, Brentford 1. Manchester United need one more point for Champions League football. We need one more point for Champions League football for next season. And that point can be achieved at the home game at Old Trafford on Sunday afternoon, where Manchester United play Liverpool at Old Trafford. And we were very lucky. We were very lucky tonight. Mainu also had a fantastic game as well. Let's not take anything away from this result tonight. This result, these 3 points, is absolutely huge for this football club. It's absolutely huge, because Champions League football is going to give Manchester United a massive boost for next season, because we deserve to be in the Champions League. Doing what Michael Carrick has done, it looked like mission impossible. It looked like mission impossible soon as Michael Carrick came in. It looked like mission impossible. It looked like Manchester United would be nowhere near European football next season. It looked like we'd be nowhere near. But to be one more point off Champions League qualification, you have got to give Michael Carrick massive credit, because I doubted that he could have done a job to turn this sinking ship around. And to be fair to him, he has done magnificently. He has done absolutely brilliant to turn Manchester United around, because even I didn't expect to be on the verge of Champions League football. I don't think any Man United fan right here, right now, would say Manchester United would be in the Champions League next season. I think we've got to be honest with ourselves. I don't think anybody would have predicted that Manchester United would be playing Champions League football next season. If we were sat in December or November of 2025 last year, I don't think any Man United fan right here, right now, would say that we would be in Europe. I don't think we would be anywhere near a European competition next season if Manchester United wouldn't have sacked Ruben Amorim. And tonight's win is not just a huge 3 points, but to be 1 point away with 4 games remaining, it's an absolutely amazing achievement. The turnaround that Michael Carrick has done since January. The turnaround since January, 13 Premier League games, 9 wins. Surely he is going to be getting the job next season. Surely Michael Carrick has to get the job next season, considering we are 1 point away from Champions League qualification. And you know what? I will happily take a point at Old Trafford on Sunday against Liverpool. If we win, it's another 3 points. We will be there. And at the end of the day, if we get a draw and it finishes 0-0, we are going to be in the Champions League. We will be playing Champions League football next season. We're only 1 point away, because Brighton would have to slip up. Newcastle would have to slip up. Brentford, Fulham, Chelsea, Bournemouth, everybody would have to slip up now for Manchester United to get Champions League qualification secured a lot earlier than what it looks like it's going to happen. But we are going to have to wait till Sunday. Please smash that like button. Please drop a follow. Would really appreciate your guys' support on this Monday night. I honestly just can't believe we're going to be in the Champions League. Like, seriously, even myself doubted that this was going to happen under Michael Carrick. I didn't expect the turnaround. I didn't expect Manchester United to be inside the top 3 inside the top 5, and I didn't expect Manchester United to be playing Champions League football next season, considering the situation that this club was in January. I honestly did not expect the situation that we find ourselves in tonight. We are 1 point away from Champions League football for next season, and if we get that point against Liverpool, Manchester United will be in that draw for next season's Champions League. Honestly, it is crazy. It's massively crazy. I completely agree. It's crazy to think, considering the situation that we were in last year in 2025 under Ruben Amorim, if someone said to me that Michael Carrick would turn this shit around, get Manchester United inside the top 3, Champions League qualification, honestly, I wouldn't have believed anybody. I wouldn't have believed anybody. Honestly, I wouldn't have believed anyone. But you know what? I am going to give Michael Carrick a lot of credit for changing up the second half. Going to a back 5 completely changed the dynamics of this game. Changing and going to a back 5 really helped Manchester United. Because I'll tell you what, I am going to give Brentford a lot of credit. Because in that first half, they had so many chances. That game could have been a goal fest. You look at the amount of chances Brentford had on that United goal. I actually do not blame Michael Carrick for going to a back 5 in that second half. For once, I actually agree with the tactical change. Because I think if we would have went with the same approach inside that second half and Brentford would have done what they did to us in the first half, I think Brentford probably would have got a point from this game tonight. I think Brentford probably would have walked away from Old Trafford with at least a point or maybe a lucky 3 points. If Michael Carrick wouldn't have changed what he had to change, I think Manchester United would have dropped points tonight. Yes, it completely changed the game. The atmosphere died down. There wasn't really much an attacking approach from both sides in that second half. It did decrease the Brentford threat on the Manchester United goal. But I think Michael Carrick had to change it, because I think if we went again in the second half with what we did in the first half, Brentford would have got something from this game and probably, in hindsight, would have deserved that point. We can still win the league, by the way. I mean, mathematically, we can still win the league, and thank you for the GG, very much appreciated. Mathematically, we can still win the league. We can still win the league mathematically. It's not mathematically impossible that we can still win the Premier League, but I think in hindsight, we have to celebrate tonight's 3 points with a huge smile on Manchester United fan base. We have to put a smile on this fan base tonight. Did the late Brentford goal unsettle you? To be fair, man, we need a miracle for that to happen. Exactly. Would you say Kuna was a miss tonight? Yeah, I would say Kuna was a massive miss tonight. Did the late goal from Brentford unsettle you? Yes, it did. Because whenever the opposition get a goal back, especially with how close it was to the end and as how close it was to the 90 minutes, there's always going to be the nerves there. The anxiety will be there. But I think Manchester United did enough in the end to get those 3 points. And I think getting that second goal just before half-time really helped the approach in the second half. Because I think if we went into half-time and it was only 1-0, we would have then had to have found that second goal in the second half to probably kill Brentford off. Enough dives. There's no way United could win the Prem. I mean, mathematically we still can, but mathematically it looks unlikely. Every time Brentford got long throw, I was shitting it. Exactly. I will give Brentford a lot of credit. Because I think it's because of how open that game was. That easily could have been 2-2 at half-time. That game easily could have been 2-2 at half-time. Because the amount of chances United had and the amount of chances Brentford had as well, that game was on for a goal fest. Because of how open it was between both clubs. Because it was an open game. You have to give Brentford credit. They were the better team in that first half. They were massively the better team. But I think in my opinion and in my view, I think the Sesko goal really killed any Brentford chance in that second half. I think the second goal absolutely killed Brentford because at the end of the day, with Brentford still pushing for an equaliser, I think that second goal was the sucker punch. I don't think Brentford, considering how well they played, expected to go in that second half 2-0 down. And I think if Brentford would have taken a few of their chances, this could have been a completely different game. Brentford could have walked away with at least a point tonight. But again, they went into Old Trafford tonight on a 6-game unbeaten run. And thank you for the heart, me, John. Very much appreciated, buddy. They could have come away with a point. You've got to applaud the season Brentford have had. They lost Thomas Frank. They lost Brian Mbeumo. And at the end of the day, a lot of people said that Brentford would be favourites for relegation. Brentford would be favourites to go down. Even myself said, I think Brentford's time is going to be up. But you know what? You've got to give Keith Andrews credit. He has done a fantastic, fantastic job. You've not just lost Thomas Frank. You've lost your best player in Brian Mbeumo. How are you going to be able to recover from that situation? And what he's done is stabled the Brentford ship, got them competing inside the top 10, and theoretically, Brentford could still get European football. Brentford can still get European football. They could still be a European club next season with the job that Keith Andrews has done at Brentford. The goal isn't possession. It's never been for possession. How far is Bruno off the record now? Again, we have to talk about Bruno Fernandes. Without Bruno Fernandes, we've got no captain, we've got no leader. And to be fair, I don't want to hear any other player up for player of the season. I don't want to hear any more other players up for player of the season. Bruno Fernandes, hands down, has to get player of the season, because that guy is one assist away from equaling the Premier League record set by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne, and he's only 2 assists away from breaking that record. I don't want to hear any other debate. Bruno Fernandes has to get player of the season, because his contributions to Manchester United this season, without Bruno Fernandes, we would be absolutely nowhere. We would be absolutely nowhere without Bruno Fernandes in this team. We would be absolutely lost. We would be lost. There'd be no leadership, no quality, no midfield maestro. Honestly, you have to give Bruno Fernandes player of the season, because if he hits this record and he breaks it, you have to say hands down that Bruno Fernandes is probably one of the best ever midfielders the Premier League has ever seen. I don't want to hear any other debate. Bruno Fernandes, hands down, has to get player of the season for what he's done to get Manchester United back into the Champions League next season. I don't want to hear any other debate. I don't want to hear any other debate. He is absolutely clear of Kevin De Bruyne. He is clear of Thierry Henry. And if he breaks this Premier League assist record, he has to go down as one of the greatest ever players that the Premier League midfield system has ever seen in its entire history. Because seriously, to be 1 goal, 1 assist off De Bruyne and Thierry Henry is absolutely fantastic. And he's 2 away from breaking it. And without the assist from Fernandes to Sesko, this game stays at 1-0. This game stays at 1-0. And if you go into that second half at 1-0 and 1-0 only, honestly, we would really struggle in that second half. Because Brentford, I will give them credit. They gave us a good game in the first half. They gave us a good game in the second half. And you know what? If they would have took their chances, this would have been a completely different game. Because to be fair, Brentford's biggest threat in that team is Thiago. He is literally their biggest threat in that Brentford team. He is literally their best player. He is their best player. But if you look at the chances Man United had in that first half, look at that run from Kobe Mainoo. Look at that run from Kobe Mainoo when he went past 3 to 4 Brentford players. No one could get in the way of Kobe Mainoo's determination, passion to run through on that Brentford goal. I've not seen a midfield maestro performance like this from Kobe Mainoo in such a long time. And the treatment that Ruben Amorim gave him was absolutely disgusting. The treatment that Ruben Amorim gave Kobe Mainoo was absolutely shocking. What other Kobe Mainoo did wrong, I hope Ruben Amorim is sat here, right now, regretting his treatment of Kobbie Mainoo, because it's absolutely disgusting. With Kobbie Mainoo in that midfield three, we are so much more settled, more comfortable, more possession. Man United are a better team with Kobbie Mainoo in that team, because if he gets that assist for Ahmad, and Ahmad converts that chance from the Kobbie Mainoo run, that for me probably has to go down as one of the greatest assists of this season by a long shot. If that Ahmad chance goes in through the Mainoo assist, that for me would have gone down for assist of the season. But unfortunately, Ahmad didn't take his chance. Ahmad did not take his chance. But to be fair, we still managed to find those 2 goals. We still managed to find those 2 goals and get the 3 points. Fair play to Bruno Fernandes, and well done to Harry Maguire as well. Harry Maguire, one more game suspension, straight back into the team, gets the assist for Casemiro. And you know what? I do not blame the fans for wanting one more year. I don't blame the fans for one more year of Casemiro. Do you know what? I don't blame you guys. I really, really don't blame you. Delot needs to be gone, sick of him ruining attacks and making us concede pressure. The defender stopped Ahmad's shot going in. Exactly. Mbeumo, again, not really one of the best games from an Mbeumo point of view. But do you know what? You get Harry Maguire back in. You get Harry Maguire back in our defence, back inside that back four. He is such an aerial threat in the opposition box. He is such an aerial threat in the opposition box. And fair play to Maguire for getting that header to find Casemiro. And well done for Casemiro's run, by the way. He timed that run to absolute perfection. He timed that run to absolute perfection. And do you know what? I've been a massive, massive critic of Harry Maguire. I have been. I have gone in on Maguire so many times in the past, even this season, last season, seasons before that, and seasons before that. But you've got a back four that looks so much more comfortable when Maguire now is in that back four. We look so much more comfortable when Maguire is back in our back four, because there's an aerial threat inside the opposition box, and we know we basically have a giant to defend our box. We basically have Benjamin Sesko 2.0. We basically had Benjamin Sesko 2.0. Aiden Heaven at times did look a bit shaken. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. Maguire and Martinez should be our main partnership. Yeah, you've still got De Ligt there. You've got Martinez. You've got Aiden Heaven. I don't think Manchester United really need a centre-back, to be honest with you. But again, you look at Martinez's injury record, it's quite shocking. De Ligt has been out since the Tottenham game of last year. So I think Manchester United need to add a centre-back in just to give us that extra option. I know we're looking at that Bournemouth centre-back, is it Sensi? We're looking at in the summer on a free transfer, so maybe Man United do that deal. That performance was god-awful. Brentford should have scored 25 goals, says Ollie. You could do with a world-class centre-half, says 124. Does trophies make a player good? Seen that Kobe run at the early start of the game. Exactly. I will give a lot of those Man United players credit, because the way we started that game, we started like a house on fire. We literally started that game like a house on fire. That first 15 to 20 minutes was one of the best starts I've seen Man United start a game this season. I've not seen football the way we started that game tonight, the way I've seen it ever. I've not seen that momentum and that go forward attacking approach in a very long time. Obviously, Michael Carrick gave them a kick in at Chelsea, even though we got the result and we got the 3 points. Am I the only one who thinks Kaz leaves huge gaps in midfield, which leads to it? Yeah, there are gaps in the midfield, yeah, because the legs aren't there anymore. The legs aren't there in the midfield to keep doing that for every 90, 95 minutes. It's crazy to say that Amad Diallo is kind of a scapegoat. I think the only reason why Amad Diallo is getting the stick that he's getting tonight is because he didn't take that chance early on, and then he ran onto that through ball and he was miles offside. I think that's why Amad is getting the criticism that he is getting. I think that's the only reason why Amad has become a bit of a scapegoat tonight. That Ahmad, great tackle for the goal, though. Yeah, exactly. Ahmad did make a fantastic tackle for the goal, though, as well. We have to take that into account. And I think getting those 2 goals, I just think for me, if we would have found a 3rd goal, I think the pressure would have been off. Because soon as Brentford find that 1 goal back, the anxiety and the nerves start kicking in. And at times this season, I have been so nervous. So I was nervous tonight. Soon as Brentford got that goal back, the nerves kicked in, the anxiety came in because you think to yourself, oh my God, are we going to throw this away again? Delo was on ropes a little for majority of the game. Sesko took his finish well. If that was last season, then that ain't a goal. Exactly. Fair play to Sesko as well. You have to give Sesko a lot of credit because he takes a touch, sits the Brentford centre-back down and smashes it into the back of the Brentford net. That goal, that 2nd goal, really gave us that second half momentum to change the game plan. And in hindsight, I'm glad Michael Carrick did it. I'm really glad for once that Michael Carrick changed the tactical approach for that second half. Because if we don't change it, I think we're probably in big trouble in that second half. Because Brentford will create chances. Brentford were a threat in that second half. And I think... No, not in the second half, but mainly in the first half, sorry. I think Michael Carrick saw that and he knew he had to change it. Because if he didn't change it, I think Man United would have been taken massively in that second half. If Brentford would have carried on what they did in the first half and take that into the second, then I think at the end of the day, Manchester United would have been taken to the cleaners. They would have been taken to the cleaners. And I'm going to give Carrick credit for that. Because he saw that problem, he saw that issue, and he had to change it. Because if he wouldn't have changed it, could you imagine what Brentford would have done to us in the second half, what they did in the first half? Could you imagine what they would have done? They would have taken their chances, and they would have put that ball in that net. They were always going to be a threat. I wanted to see Dorgu on the pitch. I think Michael Carrick, at the start of the game, I was nervous by the team selection. I was nervous by that team selection because obviously you've got Yoro back, you've got Dorgu back, obviously both back from injury. The only issue I found tonight that was Matheus Cunha was a big miss. I will say though, Matheus Cunha was a massive miss. I think we really missed that extra spark inside that front three. I think we did really struggle. I did think we really struggled with that and tonight. I'm kind of hoping that apparently the issue that Cunha's got is a hip flexor. So apparently he is going to be back for the Liverpool game on Sunday afternoon. So hopefully he is going to go straight back in and hopefully that issue is not going to be like a big issue. Obviously, I wanted him in the team, but obviously we didn't want to take the risk. Obviously, I was a little bit concerned that we had Yoro and Dorgu both available on the bench, but I think Michael Carrick, again, probably didn't want to take any issues that could have resulted in as a return from injuries. Who do you think's going down, says CJ? I'm still going to stand by Tottenham will get relegated. I still think Tottenham will go down. I actually haven't seen your comment. Your comment actually hasn't come through. I do appreciate you saying that you haven't read my comment. Your comment hasn't actually come through. I think TikTok is probably filtering the live chat again. So unfortunately, your comment has not come through. And obviously, I would see it pop up. Your comment hasn't actually come through. So TikTok, again, is filtering people's live chats, which makes utterly no sense. But TikTok is TikTok. Who won man of the match? I don't know who actually got player of the match, to be fair. I don't know who got player of the match. But I think, again, you have to look at Bruno Fernandes. You probably have to look at Kobe Mainoo. And to be fair, you probably have to look at Maguire as well. Because I think a lot of those players did so much right tonight. Even though I think that Brentford game was so much of a test. I didn't expect Brentford to play the football they played. I really did not expect Brentford to come at Man United the way they did. But do you know what? Again, you have to give Brentford credit. They're not going to go down. They're not going to come to Old Trafford and literally, just sit back and let Man United attack them. They're going to go for it. They are going to create chances and they are going to try and get themselves a goal. Please smash that like button. Please drop a follow. Would really appreciate it. Brentford look good. Shame they didn't score. Yeah, I think the problem is I would give Mainoo player of the match. I would give Mainu player of the match in my opinion, because I think for me that midfield solidarity was so down to the playful mode that Mainu was in tonight. Literally, if he gets that assist, as soon as Yoro comes in the defence, it's a shambles. Yeah, again, I would look at that as a bit of a concern. As soon as Yoro does come in, it does seem to go a little bit pear-shaped. Mainu, player of the match. Yeah, I would agree with that as well. Yeah, if Brentford would have taken their chances, this game would have been completely different. Like I said about that first half, that could have been a goal fest. That could have been a goal fest. That could have been 2-2, 3-3, 4-4, 4-4. Literally, it was so open between both clubs. Literally, we were just attacking each other like pieces on the chessboard, knocking each other off the board. It was literally like watching chess. The king takes out the bishop and stuff like that. It felt very, very open in that first half. And again, Michael Carrick had to respond to that. Because if Brentford continued what they did in that first half, could you imagine what they would have done in the second half? This would have been a completely different game. It nearly went very wrong for United. The early goal and the second, then they clubbed for dear life. Exactly. We did have to hold on. We did have to hold on in the closing stages of that game. With 4 or 5 minutes left, Brentford get that goal. You think to yourself, is this deja vu? Is this Man United going to be dropping points again? Scary how Ahmad has dropped off. I'd take the cash for him in the summer, says Tom. As crap as Liverpool have been, they will have you if they play like that. Exactly. I think I said to my mate Josh, who was a massive Liverpool fan, and I've got a lot of respect for him. I said the Liverpool game is going to be a lot closer than what this game was tonight. This is going to be a lot closer on Sunday if Man United play the way they did tonight. It's going to be so much closer between both clubs. I completely agree with James's comment. I completely agree. If United play the way they did, then Liverpool are going to have us on toast. They are literally going to be buttering the toast with jam. Honestly, they will take their chances and they will take them. But you've got to remember, they've got no Alisson. They've got no Salah. I mean, they have got a lot of injury problems in that Liverpool team. And he has said to me that he thinks Man United are going to win. But I think, in my opinion, it's going to be a hell of a lot closer again on some... Yes, we did win. Man United 2, Brentford 1. We're only 1 point away from Champions League qualification. This game should have been dead and buried in that second half. This game should have been dead and buried. I get why we changed the formation, because we didn't want Brentford coming at us like they did in the first half. So I get why Michael Carrick did what he did. But I really, really wanted to find that third goal, because it would have been icing on the cake. But unfortunately, we didn't keep a clean sheet. That's the only disappointment I will take away from today's result, is that we didn't keep a clean sheet. That's the only disappointment from the game, because we have that second half under control. We did have that game under control. We didn't really have to panic, or we didn't really create a lot of issues. But Brentford in that closing stages were starting to attack us, and you could see that Brentford were creating chances. And I think if Brentford find an earlier goal, they might have rescued a point. But you have to go back to their chances. Their main threat was through Thiago. You get that ball to Thiago. If he would have taken 3 or 4 of the chances he had, this would have been a completely different scoreline, and Man United probably would have lost. I think we just got too comfortable. And I think when we got the first goal, we let Brentford onto us. And I don't know why we did that, but I think this is why we needed to find that second goal before halftime. And again, you have to give credit to the captain that we have got. Without Bruno Fernandes, where the fuck would Man United be? Like, he's on 19 assists, 1 away from equaling the record and 2 away from breaking it. Without Bruno Fernandes, we are lost. We are absolutely lost. We're more lost than that TV series on Sky. Literally, we are so lost without him, because we've got no playmaker, no magician, no Portuguese Magnifico. And if he wins the World Cup with Portugal, with Ronaldo, he has to go down as player of the season by an absolute mile. I don't want no debate on this. You have to give it to Bruno. He has been the one consistent Premier League player that has showed up time and time and time and time and time and time again for Manchester United. He's always stepping up when the going gets tough. And the assist for Sesko, is pure brilliance. Like, the assist for Sesko is pure brilliance. And you know what? Fair play to Sesko as well. 10 Premier League goals this season. 10 Premier League goals this season. There was people on this guy's back. There were so many people on Sesko's back for God knows how long this season. He's just going to be another Rasmus. He's going to flop. He's not the striker that Man United need. But you know what? Look at the way he took his goal. Look at the way that Sesko took his goal. He takes a touch, sits the Brentford player down and smashes it into the Brentford net. That is the type of confidence and the type of striker that Manchester United need at this football club. And you know what? It killed off that Brentford first half attack. It killed off that Brentford first half attack. It killed them off. Killed them off more than a spider getting squashed inside your room with your shoe. Honestly, we killed Brentford off in that first half of that second goal. And I think Brentford went into that second half probably thinking, how the hell are we 2-0 down? But that is because Brentford gave away sloppy possession for that second goal. If Brentford don't lose that possession and don't get so sloppy, like sloppy seconds, Brentford probably do not concede that goal. But again, well done to Bruno as well, because Sesko was the right player to play in at that time. Because he could have played it to Mbeumo, he could have kept the ball for himself and gone for goal. But you know what? You don't be selfish in that moment. You don't be selfish in that moment. You have to think about the team, the result, and the points that you need. Because if you don't get that second goal, this second half is make or break. This second half would have been make or break. And if this ends as a draw, and it ends as 1-1, this game would have gone down as another blip. More blip than a blimp. More blip than a blimp. Honestly, it would have gone down as complete and utter chaos if we didn't win this game. It would have gone down as complete and utter chaos. And Michael Carrick would have been getting absolute pelters from the fan base tonight. Again, the performances aren't pretty. You have to admit, though, in hindsight, that the performances and the way we are playing, it isn't great. It isn't exactly lighting up a set of Christmas tree lights on a brand new Christmas tree. You plug the lights in and then the lights don't work. You've put the tree up, all the baubles are on, you've put the lights on, you plug the lights into the plug, you switch the switch on, and you think to yourself, hang on a minute, the lights aren't working. It does feel like the lights have gone out. It does feel like the lights have gone out a little bit on the way we're playing and the way we are showing up for these games. It does feel like we seem to be a headlight club. We seem to be a 6-7 club. We seem to be a 6-7 club. Very lucky today. They had chances to win that game. Exactly. Carrick for next season, all no. Who would you have instead? I mean, I think theoretically Michael Carrick's going to get the job. I do feel like that Michael Carrick is going to get the job. I think we have to be all honest right here, right now. I think Michael Carrick is going to get the job. I literally do think Michael Carrick is going to get the job. I don't see why he shouldn't. I just think going forward we do well, but defensively we could be better. Exactly, completely agree. I literally just opened up and flipping 6-7, mate. As a United fan, I apologise for anyone who witnessed that 6-7. But at the end of the day, I have to say that because the performances aren't great. The way we're playing, it's not exactly great. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. We are such an up and down football club. We're more up and down than a couple celebrating their wedding night in a Premier Inn. It's literally so up and down like that. It really, really is. The performances aren't great. You have to look at it from a bigger point of view. Even though we've got the win, we've got the 3 points, we're 1 point away from Champions League football. You have to look at the performance as a whole. Hassam has said Carrick shouldn't be the manager. I can see why you've said that, because we don't want a repeat of 18 months' time where Manchester United yet again are sacking another manager. We can't afford for that to happen because the mess we would be in, it would be the circus and the pantomime repeating itself all over again. The Gelsman is the man, says Hassam. Especially when we play Champions League next season, we have to be better. Exactly. Knowing we are going to be in the Champions League and knowing we only need 1 point, the performances have got to go from here to up here. Our performances have literally got to go through this roof. They've literally got to go through the roof. The performances have got to explode next season. Because if we play like this in the Champions League, then we are going to get found out. We will get found out if we play the way we play. We need 2 points, says JC Media, and Carrick needs to go. We actually only need 1 point. We actually need only a point at Old Trafford on Sunday, and that will be it. It will be done. We actually only need 1 point. But then again, we have got to rely on others slipping up as well. So I can see why you've said 2 points, but theoretically, we actually only need a point. So a point is brilliant. Another 3 points on Sunday would be fantastic, but I can see why you've said 2 points. But we have to be better. We do have to be better. Again, the performance wasn't great. But again, you enjoyed a good game of football tonight. We need to, as we can lose on goal difference. But again, Brighton we're 11 points clear. If I look at the Premier League table, if I look at this Premier League table right here, right now, I will go through what needs to happen. Do you want Carrick to stay? I think it's a difficult one to say. If I want Carrick to stay or not, I think it's very, very difficult. If you look at the Premier League table, we're 3 points clear of Liverpool, 3 points clear of Aston Villa. We are 11 points clear of Brighton. If Brighton were to drop points and then we get the point on Sunday, we've got Champions League football because there'd only be 9 points available and would be 11 points clear of Brighton. We actually only need a point. Chelsea can't catch us. Brentford can't catch us. Fulham can't catch us. Everton can't catch us. The only ones that theoretically can catch us is Bournemouth and Brighton. They're the only 2 clubs that can catch us. And do I really fear Brighton? Not really. Do I fear Bournemouth? Not really. We're basically there. We are basically there. Bruno is the best captain in the Prem. I completely agree with that. And that is why he has to get player of the season. Without Bruno Fernandes, he wouldn't be doing... What about Liverpool and Villa? We're 3 points clear of Liverpool. 3 points clear of Villa. So even though if we lose on Sunday, right, if we lose... and Brighton and Bournemouth all slip up, they can't catch us. Because there won't be enough points left. There won't be enough games left. There won't be enough. Bernardo, player of the season, says James. What about Liverpool and Villa, says Ghosty. Bruno is the best captain in the Prem. Completely agree. Thank you for the follow, Dean Michael. I appreciate that, buddy. Welcome, you legends. But yeah, we're literally only needing a point now. We're literally only needing a point. I wouldn't say it was a great game. Do you know what? I will agree with you. It was a great game. Please smash that like button, everybody. Please drop a follow. We're only 40 followers away from 5,200 on TikTok. So please drop a follow and smash that like button as well. It was a great game. It was one of the best first halves of football that I've seen at Old Trafford all season. Both clubs went for it. Both clubs had their chances, but I think Man United were a bit more consistent in front of goal. If Brentford had better players and they literally had a goal scorer, Brentford probably would have beat us. I think Brentford were the better team in that first half. And Michael Carrick saw that. Casemiro and Kobe were the stars today, says 11. Completely agree with you, mate. The goal was a bit unlucky, but nothing we could do. Yeah, exactly. You have to give Brentford credit for their goal. You have to give Brentford credit for their goal. It was a fantastic, fantastic goal from Jensen. And with only 4 or 5 minutes remaining of the game, and then you've got 5 minutes of added on time, you think to yourself, here we go again. This is typical Manchester United, bloody blowing it. More blow than a leaf blower. I was going to say something else then, but I don't think TikTok would have allowed me to say what I was going to say. But you know what I was getting at. Brentford have a better goal scorer. They have the second top scorer in the league, says Sam. Yeah, exactly. Think about what you're saying, says Sam. Yeah, exactly. That's why I said a leaf blower instead of saying what I thought I was going to say. But yeah, I completely agree with you. Brentford do have good players. Brentford do play good football. And again, I tipped Brentford to go down. Do you know what? I would say that. But again, you know what TikTok are like. But I do agree with you. You're not wrong there. You're not wrong. But yeah, honestly, Brentford do have the second top goal scorer in the league. You're absolutely right. Everyone had Brentford to go down. They did. Even myself, I'll hold my hands up. Even I said Brentford were going when they lost Thomas Frank. But Keith Andrews has come in and look at the football they're playing. Hello to everybody in live chat. They are playing better football. Since Thomas Frank pissed off, Thomas the Frank engine, Brentford have gone up from here to up here. Brentford could be in Europe next season. Brentford could be a European club. They could be playing European football because how well they've done under Keith Andrews. They lost Thomas Frank and then they lost Mbeumo. Brentford did look better the last half an hour. Yeah, again, for the last 20 minutes, I will say Brentford were the better club. Brentford were massively the better club in the second half. I will say that. They were the better team. And if they would have took their chances, this game ends in a draw, or at least Brentford sneak a lot. Brentford theoretically haven't won at Old Trafford since 1937. And that record is going to be going on a little bit more now. So Brentford were unlucky. Brentford could have come to Old Trafford and done something they haven't done for such a long time. But unfortunately, I think Man United were a bit more consistent. Lost their captain, top scorer in Mbeumo, lost Frank and took on a set-piece coach. They're flying now. At least we broke the Monday curse. Exactly, the Monday curse is now gone. Hopefully we don't have to see no more bloody Mondays. We've got more Mondays than... I actually can't think of something. But yeah, the curse is over. And again, Sam has just said they lost their coach, their top goal scorer, Thomas Frank, and took on a set-piece coach. And Brentford are absolutely flying. Delot was crap today. Watched the Brentford goal. He just moved his head to let the ball go through. Yeah, exactly. I don't think I'm allowed to say that because I think I'd get in big trouble with TikTok. Yeah, Delot was crap. Like I've said this about Delot so many times. There was a lot of bad performances from a lot of players today. There was a lot of bad performances, in my opinion. There wasn't exactly great performances from the lot of them. Like, I don't cover Delot in any glory. I wouldn't cover Luke Shaw in any glory. Obviously, I think the midfield three was fantastic. I think that's probably one of our best midfield performances. But again, there's still gaps there. There's still holes in the midfield that don't get filled up. That's what she said. Now, Delot is like a scapegoat. I can't lie. I mean, we can agree to disagree, but I just don't rate Delot. I just don't rate the guy. I don't think he's very good. And when Mourinho signed him, he was meant to be one of the best right-backs in the world. Even I'm better than Diego Delot. Like, I think a lot of this live chat are better than Diego Delot. I think they could all do a better job than Diego Delot can. Dirty Villain 81 says, glory hunter. I'm not a glory hunter if I've been supporting Man United all my life. But yeah, we did miss Cunha. Yeah, exactly. We did miss Cunha. We did miss him. Mateus Cunha. We did miss him. He is a big miss in that team. Like, I would agree. I think that is where we have the problems. Again, smash that like button, everybody. Please drop a follow. Would really appreciate it. We're only 39 followers away from 5,200. We could hit 6,000 by the end of 26, by the way. So please drop a follow. I think that's where United really did. Ahmad is so poor at finishing. I would agree. Ahmad's probably going to get a lot of stick tonight. I would agree. Ahmad's going to be made as a scapegoat because he didn't take that chance he had early on through the Kobe Mainoo sensational run. He was way offside when he put the ball in the back of the Brentford net. Would you say that Champions League football is secured, says Louis. We need one more point, buddy. We need one more point, and then I think the smiles are going to be there. Even if we lose at the weekend, and then Brentford... No. Even if we lose at the weekend, and then Brighton, Bournemouth both lose, and so do Villa, then it's not a complete disaster. Like, it's not a complete disaster. We will basically be there. We will be there. Mainoo was awesome tonight, but Casemiro was outstanding, says Paul. Completely agree, Paul. If Cunha was here today, yeah, exactly. Paul's absolutely right. I think that midfield job was down to Mainoo and Casemiro. It's that Mainoo run, it brought back so many memories of what Kobe Mainoo can actually do. Amorim's treatment of Mainoo was disgusting. I could never know when Mbeumo has fallen off a cliff. He offers no threat. Class was Cass. Like what he did there, Sam. Very good, buddy. Mainoo was excellent tonight, and so was Casemiro. And I can see fans why they want one more year. One more year. Maguire did well with aerials. Completely agree. Please smash that like button, everybody. Please drop a follow. Would really appreciate it. I just think I can see why United fans want Casemiro for one more year. I can see why. Because it's sentimental. He has done so much in the closing stages of this season. And he's done a brilliant job to provide goals and assists and a really good midfield resolution for the second part of the season. Main and Casemiro were the reason we won tonight. Champions League football next season. Buzzing, says MUFCJ25. We need only 1 point, mate. We're only 1 point away, and I'm buzzing like you. And absolutely, I've got more buzz than a bumblebee. I've got more buzz than fucking Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. Maguire is our best centre-half, says Sam. Exactly. Maguire has come on leaps and bounds late. I just think Man United have absolutely played a masterstroke with sacking Amorim. Like, I actually am going to give them credit. I will give Man United credit, and I don't usually do this, but they did the right decision sacking Amorim. They did the right decision sacking Amorim. They did do the right decision. Could you imagine if Amorim was still here now? Could you imagine the shit that we would have to put up week in, week out with? We probably would be nowhere near Europe. We probably would be in the bottom half again. Like, honestly, a healthy Martinez, yeah, no, exactly. If we would have sacked Amorim earlier, we'd be in the title race. In other news, De Ligt is back in training, and I see Dorgu starting Sunday. Yeah, everything's coming into place now. Everything is coming into place. Everything is coming into place at just the right time. I think there's only 4 games left. I can't believe this season has flown by. Next season, we must replace both Dalot and Shaw. Completely agree. Please smash that like button, everybody. Please drop a follow. There's over 119 of you watching. Please drop those follows and smash that like button. Yeah, I did see Sesko, struggling with his groin a little bit. Hopefully that's not a big problem for Sunday. Hopefully Sesko will be fit. We need to throw the kitchen sink at Liverpool on Sunday. I would take a draw now. I wouldn't even be annoyed if we got a draw Sunday. I wouldn't even be annoyed. I would take a draw now. I think all of us would. Do you want Carrick next season? I think that's a different conversation for another day, because I think the performances need to be better. And if we're playing in the Champions League, we've got to go up another gear. We have got to go up another gear. Why are they not playing Xerxes? Because he's not very good, mate, Vinny, to be honest with you. But if you like Xerxes, I respect that. Shaw's probably having his best season since the leg break. What do you mean? I mean, Luke Shaw did go off, and it looks like he is injured again. So that's all I would say on Luke Shaw. Now, we need to smash Liverpool Sunday, and we have the players to do it. I like Xerxes a lot, says George. I do respect people that like different players. It's all about different opinions and different views on it, and everyone's going to be different, which I like, which I love about this community. Everyone's got a different view. Everybody's got a different opinion. But yeah, Mazraoui was class today, says Tekka. Yeah, I will give Mazraoui a lot of credit. Came on in that second half and did a fantastic, fantastic job. Again, I may not be Mazraoui's biggest fan, but he's better than Dalot. He's a lot better than Dalot. I think we can all confirm that right here, right now. We don't even have to be on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire if that was a question. Who's better, Dalot or Mazraoui? I think Mazraoui's a lot better. Is he the best passer though? He is slow, but he is brilliant. I'd love to see a midfield two of Mainu and Answer GJ Maka GB. Dalot passes out of play 3 times per game. Exactly. I don't think we're going to get Elliot Anderson. I think Elliot Anderson is off to... Where's he off to? He's not off to the beach. He's off to Man City, isn't he? Yeah, I don't think we're going to get Elliot Anderson. As much as I'd like to get him, I don't think it's going to happen. Although about Heaven wasn't that good tonight, can we all agree? Yeah, I think Aiden Heaven really struggled tonight. I will agree, but he did make a very important block to deny that Brentford winger a shot on our goal that could have gone in. So I think that was probably the best bit of play from Aiden Heaven all game. I want Tonali and Tchouaméni, says MUFCJ25. Mainly should be the 10 when Bruno leaves, says Aaron. I would agree. I think that would be a good position for Mainu. I honestly find it a bit embarrassing. Man United should beat... Man United should beat Brentford. We did beat Brentford. We won 2-1 at Old Trafford. We did beat Brentford. Tonali is a high possibility. Yeah, he was okay at moments, but he nearly scored an own goal. Exactly. We did beat them, says MUFCJ25. Mazraoui and Dorgu should play defensive left and right back with Heaven and Maguire as the centre-backs. I think we'll change it for Liverpool. I think we will change it up for Liverpool. If Mateus Cunha's fit, he will come in. I would play Mazraoui at right back. I would play Dorgu at left back. Or maybe if Mateus Cunha isn't fit, maybe play Dorgu on the left wing and then you play a front three of Sesko, Mbeumo and Dorgu. But I think Mateus Cunha does have to come in because he'll be more of an attacking threat in the game against Liverpool. But Liverpool have got problems. They've got no Alisson. They've got no... I don't think they've got any Salah, have they? So I think Liverpool have... And Mbeumo has lost confidence. Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Bryan Mbeumo. That's the thing I'm really disappointed about. I don't know what's happened to Mbeumo as of late. He hasn't really provided anything since February, and that was against Everton. So, is Sesko injured? Mbeumo up top, I reckon. I don't know if Sesko's injured, but I did see him feeling his groin a little bit towards the end of the game. So, hopefully that's not another injury, because Sesko did contribute a goal today. And I did say that it would be funny if Sesko contributed a goal, and he did. They'd very easily win, hopefully. His season's peaked too early. I don't know what's happened to Mbeumo. I just think he's lacking so much confidence. I just don't know. Again, I don't get what's happened to Mbeumo. I don't get it, but I'm really starting to worry about him. But maybe it's just a confidence thing, or maybe he's carrying an injury and he can't perform the way he wants to. But he has really struggled. But I think Ahmad is struggling as well. Ahmad has been poor too. Missing an open net sums him up. Yeah, I think Ahmad's going to get a lot of scapegoats tonight. I feel sorry for him, but it's kind. I think how that Benjamin is on form, he's lost a lot of confidence. It is both. Are we seeing how Sesko used to play? Hello to Sophie in the live chat. Hey Sophie, how you doing? Please smash that like button, everybody. Please drop a follow. Would really appreciate it. Hopefully, Mbeumo rediscovers his form. Hopefully, Sesko bangs in a few more goals towards the end of the season. We've got Liverpool at home, Sunderland away, Forest at home, and Brighton away. Sesko took his goal so well. Yeah, Sesko's goal was brilliant. Was it Shaw who played at left-back tonight? Yeah, Luke Shaw did fill in at left-back tonight because that's his position. But yeah, we only need one more point, everybody. Like, we only need one more point. And everybody that's watching, please smash a like button. Please drop a follow. Would really appreciate it. We're only 35 followers away from 5,200, which is remarkable. Nice Manchester accent, says Fred. Why isn't Dorgu playing? Because Dorgu's only come back into the squad today from injury. Sesko on form should invite a lot more competition for goals now as he leads. Realistically, we can win all of them. Yeah, realistically, we can win all of our last 4 games because Liverpool are there and thereabouts. Sunderland have fallen off a cliff as recent. I don't know what's happened to Sunderland since Newcastle. Like, I don't get what's happened to Sunderland since the Newcastle game at St James's. Like, I don't understand what the hell has happened to Sunderland. I know there's been talk of their manager going, but since the Newcastle win, they've absolutely fallen off a cliff, haven't they? I don't know what's happened to Sunderland, so that should be an easy 3 points. I think Sunderland could be in big trouble next season, but they've done well to survive as a promoted club. So at least they've got a second season in the Prem and they make it a lot more competitive with them in it. Brighton away is going to be tough. Forest at home. I mean, Forest are probably safe. I think if West Ham win at the weekend, Tottenham are going to go. So, because Tottenham have got Villa away. Yeah, Tottenham have got Villa away on Sunday. I mean, that's going to be very interesting. I mean, I'm not trying to get Tottenham fans worried, but it's not looking good, bruv, is it? It's not looking good, bruv. But yeah, like, this is a massive, massive result. I mean, to be 1 point away from automatic qualification for the Champions League. This is where Bournemouth and Brighton both lose at the weekend and we get a point and then we're there. I will take a point now. Time to go shopping in Tottenham. Exactly. I will take a point now. I will take a point now ahead of Sunday. If you take Prime Rooney, Van Nistelrooy or Berbatov play now, who would you pick? Play Rooney in the number 10, Van Nistelrooy down the middle. That's what I'd probably go with. Or Robin Van Persie as well. So, yeah. But yeah, like, if we're going to give player of the match to anybody, are we going to give it to Kobe Mainoo? Are we going to give player of the match to Kobe Mainoo, everybody in the live chat and to everybody that's watching? Can we agree on Mainoo getting player of the match? Because I think tonight was one of the best ever performances I've seen from Kobe Mainoo in a Man United shirt. If he gets that assist for the Ahmad goal, or give it to Casemiro. Do you know what? Give it to both of them. Let's give it to both. Let's give it to both of them. Brentford fans are criticising Casemiro for his dive at the end. He was clearly pushed. That's because Brentford fans were getting hyped that they could rescue a result. You know what Brentford fans are like. Don't listen to them. They ain't got a clue what they're fucking talking about. Or Casemiro says GJ, Maka, GB. Yeah, exactly. Kevin by far says Casemiro. I'd miss Casemiro when he goes. Yeah, I think Casemiro's going to be a big miss, but you can see the holes and the gaps in the midfield. You can see it. You can see the gaps and you can see the holes in that midfield. You can see it. And this, I think it's time for change. Like, it is time for change. We can see that this ain't going to work next season. It won't work again with this midfield next season. I think this is the right thing to do. But again, a lot of players that you thought would get game time did. I mean, Xerxes got game time. Mount got game time. Agate, I think Agate's leaving. We definitely know that. Even Fabrizio Romano's confirming it. Agate's going. I think Xerxes will be out the door. I think Mount's going to be out the door as well. I think Man United are going to have a big clear out of players this summer. And hopefully, knowing we'll have Champions League football, we should see a mega summer. But we said that before. But again, Xerxes underrated. He held the ball up well and passed it into the channels when he came on. Yeah, again, I would give Xerxes that. But long-term solution, we do need a goal scorer. Maybe Luke Shaw out. Yeah, I would agree. I would call time on Luke Shaw's United career. I would agree with that. I would agree. Would you keep Luke Shaw next season? No, I wouldn't. Not even as a backup. I wouldn't. I think Luke Shaw and Malasay will be shown the door. But again, we're here to focus on who gets player of the match and what this means for Manchester United for Sunday. I think we are going to give it to Mainu and Casemiro because I think that was vital towards that game tonight and that result and that 3 points. I've not really seen a midfield battle so comfortable as what it was tonight. That midfield looks a lot better tonight than what it's been all season. And that was down to the run from Mainu to find Ahmad. And then again, Casemiro has contributed another goal towards the 3 points tonight as well. Again, one more year, Casemiro. Probably consider selling Delo. I probably would. Sky gave it to Casemiro, says Johnny. Yeah. Would you keep Carrick next year to see how he performs for a whole season or someone different? What we think of Ahmad, I think Ahmad's probably going to have his future decided in the summer. Perfect summer, Tonali, Munoz, Tchouameni, Nico Williams and the Bilbao striker. I think Robson from Fulham would replace Luke Shaw. What we think of Ahmad, Delo needs to go. Casemiro stolen 11 United turned up last season to put himself in the window. There's a valid point from James. I can see where you're coming from. Ahmad to stay on the day, he is incredible. Yeah, I'd probably give Ahmad one more season. If it doesn't work, then I'd probably say call time on Ahmad's crib. But again, everybody that's watching, please drop a follow, smash a like button if you guys are watching. Would really appreciate it. I think we'll give player of the match to Casemiro, and I think we're going to give it to Mainu as well. I think for me, that was probably the most vital component towards that win tonight. Mainu's run to find Ahmad was sensational. It's just a shame Ahmad didn't convert the chance. And again, Casemiro's contributed another goal. And I can see why fans want one more season. I can see why you guys want one more season. But, you know, at least we've won the game. We've got the 3 points. 6 points from 6 against Brentford and Chelsea. Man United only need a point, ladies and gentlemen. Man United only need a point. And if we can get that on Sunday against Liverpool, I will take the draw. And if we can get the win, happy days. But I am more than happy to take that draw against Liverpool at Old Trafford come Sunday evening once that full-time whistle goes from Old Trafford. And Big T says, glory, glory, Man United. How many assists do you reckon Bruno's going to end up with? I think he'll equal the record and then he'll break it. And then that'll cap off an amazing turnaround for Manchester United this season. So, we are going to leave that there. Thanks to each and every single one of you that has turned up, tuned in, contributed with all your opinions and views on this match reaction. I appreciate each and every single one of you that has followed, everybody that has watched, the 1,800 likes. We'll be back for the game at Old Trafford on Sunday evening for the Liverpool game. Manchester United 2, Brentford 1. We are only 1 point away from automatic Champions League qualification for next season. The turnaround under Michael Carrick has been sensational. If someone would have said we'd get this after November and December of 25 last year, I wouldn't have believed anyone. Remember, if you're going off now, drop that follow, smash that like button. Manchester United 2, Brentford 1. Enjoy the rest of your day. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Enjoy the rest of your Monday evening, afternoon, or morning across the globe. Stay safe. Be nice. Be kind to each other. You guys are legends. You guys are legendary. Without this community, without you guys, this community wouldn't exist. Have a great week, everybody. Manchester United 2, Brentford 1. 1 point away from Champions League football next season. Come on, United.